The story starts with preparation. Throughout 2016, there were sparks of interest to climb Denali. The interest grew big enough for Alexei to start organizing the expedition. He himself has been on the mountain 9 times before, with 7 successful summits. He assembled a group in January and we started laying out the detailed plan. After registering the group, we started preparing the necessary gear and organizing physical activities. Every weekend, the team tried to get out on the mountains to practice various skills, test newly bought gear, and start preparing with few elevation climbs. The plan was to fly from Seattle to Anchorage, spend the next day grocery shopping and packing and distributing the food amongst the tents. The next morning, take a shuttle to Talkeetna, where we'd have a briefing with rangers, after which we'd fly out to the base camp of Denali. It didn't quite work out the way we'd planned, but more on that later. Alexei, Anyuta and I flew out from Seattle to Anchorage. We were responsible to buy all the necessary food and gas for the expedition prior to the rest of the team's arrival.
Леша подсчитывает, какие там продукты будем завтра покупать.
In the morning, we jumped into a car rental and drove around Anchorage. We visited various grocery stores, including Cars, Costco, REI, and others. At the moment, the forecast was showing -82 Fahrenheit on the mountain. The next step was to unpack everything we bought and repack it into bags to represent the daily portions for each tent. Meanwhile we were shopping and repacking, the rest of the team was flying into the town. The next morning we took out our duffel bags and waited for the shuttle that would take us to Talkeetna. The shuttle ride was a pleasant 3-hour group experience to our next destination point. We arrived at Talkeetna and were dropped off at the bunkhouse. This is where you wait for the flight to take you to the mountain, which could be few days depending on the weather. They have few bunk beds reserved first come first serve. We were fortunate to get bunk beds for our group, but the space quickly ran out and few other groups ended up sleeping on the floor. This is also your last opportunity to take shower and use civilized toilet. Within a 5-minute walk they have a ranger station, where climbers must have a ranger's pre-briefing. This is where they tell you that you shouldn't expect a rescue, and helipads are dispatched only in life or death cases, or when rangers feel that limbs could be saved. Ranger Station is also where you can glance at summit statistics for the current season. At the time of our registration, the numbers were showing only 12% of successful summits, but that didn't hinder our excitement to get out on the mountain. The next day, we successfully registered, only to find out that planes aren't flying out to the mountain due to horrific weather conditions. So for the next 2 days, we were on the standby, getting hourly weather updates. On daily basis, we've heard stories of people being helipadded from the mountain with severe conditions, like frostbites on all fingers and toes. Talkeetna is a very tiny town. During our 3 days there, we quickly ran out of restaurants to try out and places to visit. One emotionally memorable place is the cemetery across the airport. It has a memorial for the unfortunate souls that didn't make it back from Denali. One tombstone engraving stood out from the rest. It read, "Here lies my husband, who never said no to a summit." One short line with a clear message: don't push the limits beyond reasonable. And finally, we got a call.
So it's day 6. Seems like finally we're gonna be taking off. Everyone's gathering, putting their boots on, preparing for the flight. We're gonna be loading the van very soon, and that's it.
We weighted all our gear prior to boarding the plane and pre-assembled the sleds. Once the plane started flying, the climbers that were coming back from the mountain had horror stories about their past week on the mountain. They were saying that choppers are regularly taking people down with frostbites, that many groups have tried to move from 11K to 14K camps but failed, and the only successful group that made it around the Winnie Corner were wearing parkas, and no success summit stories in sight. As the plane takes off the ground, it takes another 40 minutes to reach the mountainous area. It is absolutely gorgeous from up above, and the pilot goes an extra mile to show you the scenery by tilting the plane to open up a wider viewing angle. This is what the drop-off spot looks like. After jumping out of the plane and moving the gear aside, everyone assembles their sleds and packs everything they need for the next 10 to 20 days into it. The scenery is absolutely amazing. One can hear an avalanche rolling down a nearby mountain every 5 minutes, and can visually catch one every half an hour.
Um, Gonna start moving forwards. Just packed, got everything set up. That's where we're heading.
The first day we traveled for almost 6 miles to the first camp. Everyone had full sleds with the maximum weight. And just like we've practiced back home, we've assembled our first camp. However, just like back home, we didn't see a reason to assemble it before the sundown. This is where we learned the hard way that after the camp ends up in the shade, the outside temperature drops by 12 to 15 degrees Celsius within minutes. We didn't make that mistake again.
So today is day 7. We are about to finish packing and we're heading out all the way over there. Mm-hmm.
Second day hike was relatively short, but noticeably steeper. After assembling the camp, one of the groups did another push to move cache further up the slope, and then came back down. This is what the second camp looks like. Every morning began with scrubbing out condensated snow from inside of the tent. The one morning when that wasn't done before the sun was out, the snow quickly turned into drizzling rain, moisturizing the clothes and sleeping bags.
Alright, so we are at 9,500 feet elevation. We are packing to go further up, probably like within an hour or so. There's the group, they're disassembling the tents and everything, putting the gear on, and we're gonna start heading out. We're going right over there. That's where yesterday we went and put the cache in. Um, what updates do we have? We have another beautiful day for today and possibly good day for tomorrow. After that it's gonna start snowing really hard for at least 3 days. So we're gonna definitely take advantage of it and move forwards. It's just slightly below 0 Celsius. Camp 3, 11,000 feet. Gorgeous. And that's where we're going.
Давай супиком меня сними, как обычно.
Ура, супик!
Но еще не готов.
So this day everyone made it up to Camp 3, and some even did an acclimatization hike further up the hill, another 1500 feet and back. This camp presents one of the most beautiful observation spots till this moment. You're surrounded by mountains from three sides, which gives you an opportunity to observe other climbers training via various routes on both skis and foot.
Day 4, we just woke up, already put on the gear, and the rest of the guys are getting ready. We're gonna go get our cache, the one that we left at 9,600 feet. Right now we are at 11,000. So we're gonna go get that cache, and afterwards, if we have any more energy, we're gonna go all the way up there and put in some more cache. So we're gonna stay at this spot. We're planning to stay here for 2 more days. So we're not really in a hurry. Everyone seems to be acclimatized already. Everything's good. The weather is beautiful. We should have great weather for the next 2 days. Yeah, so we're heading out.
This day was dedicated to caches. We split into two groups. One group took their cache all the way to Camp 4, 14,000 feet, and came back down, while our group picked up the cache from down below and took it around the windy corner. We all met back down at Camp 3 and spent another night there.
Вот туда мы будем подниматься сегодня. А сейчас мы кушаем борщик. Как нас Лариса балует.
А что там внутри?
Все.
Там все внутри.
Осталось один всего один мешочек гречки, потому что...
Только что мы вот оттуда поднялись за час 49. So yeah, so we're gonna go up there right now. See, it's starting to get foggy. It's still fine here, but over there it's gonna be foggy and probably a little bit nasty. It's starting to snow a little bit. We're gonna see what it's like up there. Красотища!
Many group members, including myself,
Мы пошли вот
reported
туда.
hearing hollow sounds from under their feet, which suggests that crevasses are more frequent than they appear on surface. Also, it suggests that those crevasses are hidden by a thin layer of snow bridges.
We're moving towards 14,000 feet. It's getting a lot chillier. The wind is picking up. We're getting more snow. We're gonna make another couple of 100 feet and then we're gonna cache our food and everything and then gonna go back. Whew. This is the windy corner. We stop for a second for a few minutes to actually listen to the radio, to the forecast. We're almost back to our camp, 11,000 feet.
We didn't make it back to the camp on time for the 8 p.m. forecast. We stopped to catch reception on the mountain, but the signal was too weak to make out even a single word. Unfortunately, this is also true in bad spots in dedicated camps as well.
А где твоя лежит?
But
Треугольная.
today we decided that we're not gonna be moving anywhere. We're gonna take a break. We had 4 days of active movements, caching and whatnot. So today we're just taking it easy. Everyone's just cooking, eating, reading books. Whoa!
Почти до кемпа залетела.
Но она сейчас сюда летит.
Она вниз пойдет.
Слушай, ну она со снегом находит, мне кажется, нет? Не долетит?
Да, она в нашу
Вот
сторону
сюда
летит.
идет?
Да, сюда идет, точно
Ну
сюда
да.
идет.
Пыль, может быть, дойдет. И то, я говорю, снег.
Ну пыль, да.
Да.
Воу.
Ой, видишь, точно находит.
И прям такой синий лед там. Я так, честно говоря, смотрела на это вчера, думала, что она вот это.
Day 6, we just finished climbing to 14,000 feet. Just catching our breath right now. Found a spot. We're gonna be camping here for the next few days. The weather was actually really good, in our favor. Not too hot, not too cold. So that's where we go next.
So this day we all moved from Camp 3 to Camp 4 at 14k feet elevation.
Next step would be to go up there on the ropes, and camp 17,000 feet is over there. So we came here yesterday, set up all the tents and everything. As you can see, we got all the stuff drying. So the guys already went down to get the cache. Everyone else is acclimatizing, and here's what the toilet looks like. Yeah, with this kind of view.
On this day, a part of our group retrieved the cache below and did an acclimatization hike to the ropes and back. We heard on the emergency channel a rescue call about a person falling through a crevasse. Later on, a ranger confirmed that a helicopter was called in to get that person out to the hospital.
Day 8 on the mountain. We just woke up. The weather looks to be fair. It's quite a bit windy up on 17,000. That's where we're going today. We're gonna put the cache up. That's the route we're gonna take. The ropes were there. It's pretty early right now. It's 9 a.m. around 9 a.m. The sun. We're still in the shade, so it's pretty cold right now. The sun is basically we're gonna be out of the shade in like 20 minutes.
On this day, we climbed all the way to the 17k elevation, dug up a hole in the snow and buried our cache. In less than 3 hours, we came back down to our camp. After the ropes, one will find pickets anchored into the snow every 10 meters or so, which are highly recommended to be used by all climbers on ascent and descent. Everyone in the group agreed that this is the point of the climb where the true beauty of Denali is exposed. Once again, we were lucky with the perfect weather for the time we got up, all the way until the time we came back down.
14,000 camp. We're taking a rest day, which means that we're not going anywhere. We're being very lazy in our tents.
We're going to the restroom,
Well, that's probably as hard as it gets.
which seems very far today.
Yes, then we actually already ate breakfast, which was
At
pretty
1
intense.
p.m.
And we're gonna be preparing for tomorrow's hike all the way to 17,000 feet.
While taking a rest day, we ran into another Ukrainian, Tatiana Yelovchak, the second Ukrainian woman to ever summit Everest. We had a bit of a chat where she revealed that her goal is to become the first Ukrainian woman to do the 7 summits.
This is an update. So the weather looks pretty fair. It's a little bit windy, a little bit more snow, but nothing to worry about. The only update that we have, the only bad update that we have is that the forecast is not really good, especially the top right now is very windy, between 30 to 45 miles per hour wind, and it starts to snow, and that wind and snow, that combination is gonna go until Tuesday, so for the next 5 days. So yesterday we spent a good 1 hour debating what to do, with all the cards on the table, and basically the only logical outcome that we came up with is that we gotta go home. We're running out of time. If we had like 1 more week, then we could wait longer, but at this point we're gonna take off. The other thing is, if we don't go tonight, then the planes are not gonna come because of the weather. So we're gonna get stuck on the mountain, not being able to go up or down. That's why we're kind of hurrying up. and today we're gonna pack and take off. So that's an update. It's very unfortunate, very demoralizing, but it is what it is. Here we are going down from 14,000 feet camp.
On the day we packed to leave, we noticed a line of people coming down from high camp. Later on, we found out that rangers instructed everyone from the high camp to move down to 14K given the forecast. Kudos to Alexei for predicting this move ahead of time.
Stop! Стоим!
We were told by the rangers that the snow bridges over the crevasses were at their worst, especially at the lower elevation. So to reduce the chance of falling through, we timed to get to the lower elevation around 1 a.m., when the temperatures would be the lowest. This was one of the most eventful walks that anyone on the team ever experienced. Even Alexei mentioned that it's been many years since the last time he's been traveling in such bad conditions.
Двигайтесь, двигайтесь!
5 of our group members have fallen into crevasses on this one ascent, but due to great luck, the injuries were minimal: one strained ankle and a pulled hamstring. Here is an example of Larissa being stuck waist deep in a crevasse, trying to get out. It is a nerve-wracking experience for the whole group. Larissa, for obvious reasons, us keeping the road tight in case she goes through any deeper, and Alexei having to help her without proper safety measures. Also, when we were off the mountain, we were told that rangers prohibited climbers to come down for the next few days due to high rate of falls into crevasse incidents. This again highlights a good call that Alexei made to get off the mountain fast. Katie Bono set a women's record, tried to summit on June 2nd and June 7th, and finally successfully made it to the top on June 13th.